And we're back for another one. Underground World News Live. Good evening. Much love, Tom in Michigan. Eon, Hoodie. Thank you, Hopkinson. Steely for the super chats right at the gate. Much love, Sevenfold. Member of the Underground for 6 months. Make America pray again. And thank you, Steve, right at the gate. As always, let's go. Thank you for everything so much, man. Everyone for the birthday wishes, belated birthday wishes, for all the 5x5 feedback there, guys. And thank you, Steve. Blessed me with a telescope. Sent it to me for my birthday. I appreciate that to the fullest. That's awesome. Much love. God bless everyone out there. Thank you, Kev Bar, Tacos in the House, Kuna, Jay from the Ville, John Boy, Deanne, Gray Wolf. Thank you. Much love as well. If you guys got anything you want to get to me, dabu7@yahoo.com is the email. You can try to get my attention in the chat by adding me at dabu77, lights it up in red. Thank you, Doug, for sending the memberships. Everyone that got them, welcome to the Underground. And much love to everyone out there. Hope all is well. And thank you, Etch, for the late B-Day wishes, prayers, love, everything is appreciated to the fullest. Of course, all the support, super chats. I think somebody hit the PayPal right before we went live. Thank you for that. And anyone that buys a coffee, as well as always, someone just bought a coffee. Thank you. For those, Drachnid meteor shower last night. Much love. Yes. Eyes to the skies right now. And thank you for that information and that update. I should, and thank you, Blop. When I get over here toward the earthquakes, maybe we'll do a space update. I'll jump over space weather as well, real quick. A lot to touch on here tonight. We've got a deadly blast that took place today. I'm going to start off with this. This is still developing. It's very unfortunate, and it raises some questions. If you don't know, this blast took place at the Accurate Energetic Systems near Bucksnort in Tennessee. This is about 60 miles southwest of Nashville. This company specializes in the development of and manufacture, the handling and storage of explosives. They do so for the military, aerospace, and commercial demolition markets. This place has been blown to smithereens. At least 19 people are unaccounted for, probably dead, as it says. This is very unfortunate. Emergency crews were trying to get in here earlier today, right after this happened, and they were held back because of secondary explosions. Whenever you have a depot, a weapons depot, or anything like this get hit, this is what can happen. Now, there's some images here. Again, I put out a video on this. You can see the damage done. I mean, the building is just absolutely gone. I did tweet out a before image of this area tucked back here in the woods of this decent sized building that sat here. And you could see that there was debris blowing all the way over into the parking lot. And again, all these people. This isn't good. They say the blast occurred during a regular shift change, so there may have been more people coming and going. That's, man, to add to it. Now, of course, this place is probably still billowing some smoke in some places. Let me hit this drone footage or helicopter footage here. You can see some of these vehicles here toasted. That truck. I mean, there's prayers going out to everybody out there, man. anyone and everyone out there connected to this is horrific, man. There's people buried in all this mangled rubble and probably blown apart. It's super unfortunate. Prayers going out to the families, everyone connected. This was such a massive event that someone said that they thought the house had collapsed down on them. They're close to this area, and residents in Lobelville, which is 20 minutes from the scene, they felt their homes shake. And there's a clip here that captured the boom. It doesn't really show a whole lot, but it captured the boom from a distance. Right here, if you listen. And they even shook the camera there some 20 miles away, echoing out in the background. So that was a big blast, massive blast. Yeah, RIP to all the people we lost there. No doubt, some hardworking Americans in there doing their job. The shift change thing, is something that I would look deeper into investigating this. Um, any final communications? Again, there's not much left of the place, but like anyone that may have slipped out of there at the shift change and made it out safely, anything that they saw or seen, any details that they may say a lot. Any footage, which I don't know how you're going to get at this point. This was a pretty secluded joint, and though if you look at the way that it's tucked back up into the woods here at the end of this road, even if you look at satellite footage, it's as if they built this facility in a location knowing that if anything like this ever happened, it was going to cause a massive blast, and they had it in a place that was kind of off on its own, where it wasn't going to do a ton of damage to other places. Now, the first thing I like to always put out there, the first thing that comes to my mind, that flashes to me when these things happen. And the first thing that flashes to me, comes to me, is the reports that I just did of Hexeth saying that we need to get ready. We don't have enough anything. Soldiers, munitions, missiles, all of it. He said this. We don't have enough, and now a facility that makes munitions just got blown up. I'm just saying, we don't know what caused this, and until I get a definitive answer, anything is on the table. This place, it just got leveled, and if you were the enemy wanting to take down America and anything else, these are the types of places that you would target inside of America. They sure would be. They sure would be. So, just saying, places like this, man, you got to learn from things that happen. The first thing comes to mind now, again, is any video footage is going to be in the rubble. I would almost have, like, just for this instance, you almost have to have a backup camera system, like, off in the parking lot, recording the building from a distance. I don't know. It's something's got to be done, or like you're never going to get answers when things get just blown away. Maybe some phone calls or communications can give away something here, but I don't know. I don't know all the operations. That's what I dive into next, is exactly how things were ran in here. Get any video footage of what it looked like. Talk to anyone that worked in there, and pull any paperwork or maybe any mishaps that may have happened before. But again, 19 unaccounted for. RIP to those lost in this event. I'll go ahead and jump over here to the earthquakes, and then we'll do a space update and keep it pushing from there. Um, as you can see here, we've had a decent bit of activity, global activity here. Iceland seeing some off the coast of Russia, where we saw the big 8-pointer that had struck. We're seeing more 6, 6, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 4. Decent sized quakes. Then we had a really good sized one here in the Philippines, a 7.4 that struck with just a huge swarm. Ongoing afterwards, there were tsunami alerts and warnings put out. Right on the backside of this, a magnitude 6 here, Papua New Guinea. This area, very active right now. The most active in the world is this region right here, Tonga. And you can see right down through here, New Zealand. Look at the swarming. The swarming has been ongoing in New Zealand like this for a long time. And man, like a big one can hit down there at any time. I will say that the ongoing swarming, though, does relieve pressure. It's places that go silent for a while, like this one. Down here, Drake Passage near Antarctica, that are quiet for some time. They build pressure and they let loose with a monster, as you can see here, 7.8, 7.778 today. This is new. This is in a very interesting passage, man. This stretch of Earth is very majestic, mystical. A lot of mystery surrounding this place, and some big earthquake activity down here. Really no big towns or cities. Maybe some bases down here in Antarctica. Maybe some of the areas down here, the towns in southern Patagonia. But no reports of anything crazy. They're definitely not seeing any tsunamis or any reports of it down there. Let's jump to space weather real quick. I've learned throughout the years that sometimes the sun is connected to activity here on the Earth in terms of weather, in terms of earthquake activity. It's just something that's happened time and time again. And an influx of solar activity can lead to an influx of earthquake activity, even volcanic activity. We've seen that. So the sun's got a big hole in it, as you can see here, with solar wind pouring out, and this wind stream can affect Earth. It can light up the skies with auroras, and we could start to see G2, G3 type of alerts being put out. Thank you, Colleen, for the coffees. Much love. God bless. So we've got, this is Earth directed, center of the sun, right at us. I don't expect a whole lot out of it. I'm more intrigued by the object that is now hiding behind the sun. 3i Atlas. If you missed it, I put out a video, which you should probably go and check out if you're concerned or want to keep up with this thing. This entire time, I have stuck to just the hard data, man. Just the data, as crazy as it all has been since the initial reports of this massive thing just dropped down onto our plane out of nowhere. And it had like a 0.005 chance to be natural. Started there with data. Then this thing had this massive unnatural light source. Okay? Again, the data, the images, all pointing there. Then all these anomalies go on and on and on about it. Bigger, moving faster than anything we've ever seen. It's not affected by the gravitational force of the sun, but for some reason, it's coming all the way into our solar system and going right around the sun, right in around it, behaving like a comet or something would. But why? It could go in any direction, anywhere throughout all the cosmos, but it's diving in flat on our plane. So they're now saying it has company. It has company. Okay, so what kind of company? We don't know. Do asteroids or do comets and things have other rocks that come with them? Yes, they do. Is this thing anything like anything we've ever seen before? No, it's not. It's unlike anything we've ever seen. Ever. This is the most anomalous thing ever to come into our solar system. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. And right now, as I speak, it's hiding behind the sun. And it's going to stay there until about December. And we'll wait and we'll see what it does. Right now, where it's at, its close approach to the sun, from Mars to the sun, and the trek that it's making, if it was a normal comet that had ice and all that stuff, it would be lighting up, it would be flaring, but you're seeing none of that. Swan is a good example of a natural comet that's in the neck of the woods right now. There's like 7 different bodies. I covered this in videos. But this 3i, this 3i, this thing, we want all eyes on it. So this telescope that I got, if I can lock onto it, definitely come December, I'll be on it. Any images that I get, definitely be shared. A thank you to everyone out there that also sends me information. I just got here today some very interesting stuff about the moon. I'm going to be reviewing it tonight and probably reporting on stuff connected to that tomorrow. So keep your eyes open on that. It's crazy and unique. If you got anything like this, send it to me, dabu7@yahoo.com. We'll get it covered. Let people know what's going on. Heart disease remains top of the list in terms of killing Americans. I don't know how much people care or realize out there, but I mean, it has a lot to do with the way you live. Let's put it that way. Everything does. Where you're going from here, your daily, everything. So you can see heart disease at the top, followed by cancer. Of course, we know the problem. The cancer is here. And I dropped a video on X today that talks about people that, if you're having any cancer issues or anything like that, you should check out that video that I dropped on X, in terms of the deworming and the parasitic connection, and just it's all there. Time and time again, it's all there. And the people that are finding answers and beating it. But yeah, heart disease, top of the list. Just want to share that, followed by cancer. And we're going to jump on to some economic stuff here, because this is really the talk of the day. Stocks slammed, and really after hour stocks and trading and all that really got hit the hardest. Trump says and drops a huge threat and says, check it out. Guess what's going down? 100% tariff on China and Chinese goods. This means anything that you're getting from there, any components, any parts. This is it. You wonder why everything dumped out? Because everyone knows where this goes from here. I don't know if you remember the Cold War with Russia and the effects of it, but like we're in like Cold War with China here on this world stage. They could go hot anytime, and it wouldn't go hot the way that most people think. It would be like tactically. And they're embedded all throughout this country. If anything ever happens, it's a setup. They'll get blamed. They don't care. They're there to take the blame for the history books. They signed up to be the bad guy on that side. They're playing their part, and that's how it goes. And our government let them in here. We've been sold out through and through. There's no Top priority to get them out at all. They're just ignoring it. You don't hear it. Never. So Trende, Iraq, all this other stuff, all the focus over here. Too much focus over in one area, while another enemy that's in here, there's not a word being said about it. And it's ridiculous. We're invaded by the Chinese. And the Chinese are unlike the Irish. They're unlike your Mexicans. They're unlike Canadians, America. They're unlike other people that are born in a country and like live their lives, because the Chinese have to vow an allegiance to be spies for the CCP. All these young men that are being sent over here all have vowed an allegiance to the CCP. And there's a huge problem with that. Huge. Okay, so don't be sleeping on it. When you got over 1 million dudes in here hiding in the bushes, they could come out and do anything at any time. Just start hitting switches, cyber attacking stuff. They can cause a lot of hell real quick. Okay, so I say that because it's on the table, full scale. So now, the markets dump. Just bloody red rum. Crypto markets dump, the biggest they've ever seen in a day. Stocks again slammed. VIX spikes. And it's all in response to this. You can see the chart right there, just off a cliff. Massive. Off one little move. Off one piece of news. One piece of news. That's what moves markets these days. News. And as you just saw, what do people do? They sell the news. Okay, remember this. So Trump vows, because we're in a government shutdown right now. Let's not forget. And oh yeah, of course, of all times that they could be shut down, prolonged, and it seems to be really petty right now. It's as the most mysterious object ever is creeping up into our solar system. In hot sun, when they should have all assets, all cameras, all sites, everything a go for the biggest, craziest spectacle of an object to ever come in here. But no, it's crickets. They shut everything down. And it's classic. It's classic. Then they don't have to answer any question. They don't have to say anything about anything. And anyone in this realm, you should know better. Like, we're getting duped here. Big time. Oh, they think. It ticks me off. Anyhow, the military will be paid. The IRS furloughed half of staff as the shutdown enters day 9. Got a piece on this.
Hi, Mr. Johnson. So my question or comments are related to what you said yesterday about not being open to pass any legislation to ensure that military gets paid. I'm sure you can tell by my voice I'm very shaky. Just want you to hear a little bit about my family. I have 2 medically fragile children. I have a husband who actively serves this country. He suffers from PTSD from his 2 tours in Afghanistan. If we see a lapse in pay come the 15th, my children do not get to get the medication that's needed for them to live their life, because we live paycheck to paycheck. I heard you earlier say that you side with President Trump on anything that he says. Well, I just read an article this morning that said he absolutely wholeheartedly believes that there needs to be legislation put in so that we do not miss a paycheck. You have the power to do that. And as a Republican, I'm very disappointed in my party, and I'm very disappointed in you, because you do have the power to call the House back. You did that, or you refused to do that just for a show. I am begging you to pass this legislation. My kids could die. We don't have the credit because of the medical bills that I have to pay regularly. You could stop this, and you could be the one that could say military is getting paid. And I think that it is awful, and the audacity of someone who makes 6 figures a year to do this to military families is insane.
All right, Samantha.
Samantha, I'm so sorry to hear about your situation. The reason I've been so angry this week, and they've been calling me out on media, Johnson's angry. I am angry because of situations just like yours. I have a big military district, In my district is the home of the Global Strike Command at Barksdale Air Force Base and Fort Polk, the Joint Readiness Training Center. I have one of the biggest military districts and military families in America. I have a lot of airmen and soldiers who are deployed right now, and they have young families at home, and they have children in health situations like yours. This is what keeps me up at night. I want you to hear something very clearly. The Republicans are the ones delivering for you. We had a vote to pay the troops. It was the continuing resolution 3 weeks ago. Every single Republican but two voted to keep the government open so that your paycheck can flow. Every Democrat in the House, except for one, voted to close it. The Democrats are the ones that are preventing you from getting a check. If we did another a vote on the floor, pay troops, it's not a lawmaking exercise because Chuck Schumer is going to hold that up in the Senate. He is demonstrating by voting now 6 times to keep the government closed that he does not want the troops to be paid. And you should listen to his comments last night as reported this morning. He is enjoying this. He said every day gets better for us, quote unquote. Chuck Schumer and the Democrats are preventing your family from getting the care they need, not Republicans, and my heart goes out to you.
And now, that's just putting it pretty flat right there that when it comes to votes and what's happening on the floor, yeah, all the blame comes back from, you can blame the Democrats, but what's to be done about it? How can someone how can they just hold everything hostage? You know, that's how I feel. I feel like everything is being held hostage right now. Government shut down till they get what they want and all this stuff, man. Look, government shut down, Trump piles on these tariffs, the market's just tanked. I'm telling you, it's a holiday. Look, they waited. It's a holiday weekend. Things going to be closed on Monday, right? Right? So Tuesday, markets will be back in full swing. Like, what's going to happen over the weekend, man? It just feels like any big attack or any big anything that could affect the markets could just send them puking. You got to watch things like this. We're toppish as it is. We all know we're living on a bubble here. They just keep printing money. I keep telling you, every show, our money's decimated. Look at, I told you last show and the show before, I focused on the farmers. And I said our farmers are needing bailouts. And Trump's trying to promise them like a carrot on a stick that in 2026, they'll start to see some money, some help. But they're like, hold on, we've got to, they got to squeak through till then. But it's like, why are the farmers hurting? Okay, why? Everybody stop. Get a grip and grasp on why this is happening and what's happening. Why are the farmers hurting? Because they can no longer sell their food, their produce around the world to many places, and primarily China. This was before today's 100% tariffs. So now do you see? Our farmers have been hammered. They can't sell produce globally like they used to freely, like a free country should be able to do. But they've stopped us from selling stuff for a long time. Can't freely sell your coal, your natural gas like the government does. And they sell them to enemies like China, which makes no sense. How are you over here on the sidelines still dealing and doing business with them if you're at war with them over here on this front? Like, it makes no sense. I take it back to how's Trump going to sit there and say, oh, yeah, Xi Jinping's a really good friend of mine. I talked to him. They're going to quit sending them fentanyl. Like, oh, really? Really? You're down here blowing up boats in the Caribbean, and you're thinking about bringing 600,000 more Chinese into this country? This is a setup. That's Trump. That's Trump for you, okay, at this point. And that woman that just called in and called out Mike, called out the Republicans there, God bless her. God bless her heart. God bless all the people that put real faith in this and are finding out the hard way that they've been screwed, and they're admitting it. And you're going to see this more and more because people are in a hard spot when their children can't get their stuff in this and that, and people are in a crunch position. You're going to start seeing tempers flare, and it's to hell with the MAGA and all this. And then that's when it just completely starts to crumble out. But it doesn't matter at this point. Trump is he's in there. There's nothing you're going to do to get him out of there for the next 3 years. And he's not looking to run again afterwards. So at this point, they don't care. He showed me this when the whole thing with Epstein went down. He looked at his whole base, Charlie Kirk and all of them, and said, oh yeah, if you want to be about the pedos and Epstein, then like the hell with you. That's what Trump said. And it was a huge moment where like he made it clear that like he's protecting the pedos. And anyone that stayed on board at that point, you were seen as being a pedo protector. That's why Charlie Kirk and others, they broke right there. So a bunch of people, there was a huge fracture in the base, and it continues to fracture. Farmers that were hoping for something that voted for Trump, they're pissed off because right now, same thing. Farmers that are sitting at home right now that were hoping for some kind of relief right now, they're hearing this news tonight like, oh my gosh, like you thought 20, 30, 40% was bad. And this China tariff stuff, now 100%. Now 100%. So the Chinese are refusing to buy things off of our farmers in turn. You see, they're refusing. They're going to places like Brazil to pick up all their soybeans and other places to pick up the produce worldwide. And it's just a strategic move to cut the United States out completely and our dollar. The whole other side of the world's in on this. BRICS was set up because of this. Russia's in on this. The only ones that's not in on this is Europe. Okay? And they're in their own basket, their own boat. But our farmers are in the worst economic downturn in 50 years. In my entire life. Okay? I'm telling you, it's been a setup. And they're going to suffer more from here. Specifically from this. Oh, we need answers, man. We've got to have remedies to this. Remember a couple weeks ago, I was talking about the Chinese were caught in here. It was Oklahoma. I don't know what the weed laws are in Oklahoma, but for whatever reason in Oklahoma, the Chinese are growing weed all over the place. Weed farms all over the place in Oklahoma and getting away with it. Like 90% of the weed farms down there are Chinese ran or connected. That's insane. How can that be? How can that be? Where's the good old boys? Where's our bikers? Where's our militia? Where's anybody that can go down there and like lay a law down or do something like I'm talking? Where's anybody to go down there with a camera? You ain't even got to go down there with force just to show us what's going down. Again, I appreciate anyone that goes out there and gets any footage. And some of you do. And thank you to the fullest. Again, Dabu7 at yahoo.com. You get that footage. I'd love to share it and get it out there. We got stuff going down this weekend. I expect there will probably be this type of atmosphere from here on out. Rallies, protests, and everything. It's just going to continue to grow as long as troops are being sent into cities and there's clashes and all this other stuff. There's going to be crazy stuff pop off. So I guess the most important thing is that everybody is safe, right? You have a roof over your head, the essentials, everybody's okay, and you got access to food, water, right? What happens when that breaks down? What happens when access to water starts to break down? What happens when, like, getting food breaks down? Well, Central Valley residents in California lining up at food banks and other places just to get some food. And it's growing more and more. Every time I see stuff like this, I can't help but think of the law Trump put on the books to round up the homeless. That was for the homeless across the board, man, not just people on drugs. Nowhere did they have fine print or in parentheses say the people that were on drugs specifically. No, it just said homeless, which was scary because half this country could end up homeless in the next few years. And he's got an executive order on the books to round you all up. That's the scary part. Let's look at 18 numbers. that show the direction the country is going. Okay, real quick, I'm going to skim on all these, but these are important here. According to ADP, the U.S. lost 32,000 jobs last month. The largest drop in 2.5 years. I'm not going to read all this, but I'm just going to skim the top highlights on this. Number 2, the number of long-term unemployed workers in the U.S. has risen to the highest level since the pandemic. So we're not even in a crisis situation like a pandemic or anything, and we're already at like these levels. So if a crisis did kick in, oh boy, it would be like the straw to break the camel's back. So Reuters reporting that over 150,000 federal workers will permanently leave their jobs this week. Oh well, I care less about these feds. To be honest with you, federal power is way too big. It needs to be very, very, very small, like 10% of what it is. And just an oversight to make sure that all the states get along and everything runs that way. Not tyrannical regime overseeing everything and trying to dictate how everything goes. What it's become, the beast. Number 4, a number of movie jobs in Los Angeles has fallen by 30% in 2 years. Number 5, approximately 900 GM employees are facing indefinite layoffs. 6, Exxon has confirmed it plans to eliminate 2,000 high-paying jobs. 7, the tech industry has laid off more than 166,000 workers so far this year alone. Number 8, a 37-year-old tech worker lost her job last November, still hasn't found work, even though she has applied for hundreds of jobs. Number 9, according to Mark Mitchell, only 48% of U.S. adults under the age of 30 currently have a full-time job. Number 10, our standard of living has been steadily declining over a long time. In 1950, more than 50% of 30-year-olds in the United States owned a home and were married. Today, that figure has fallen to just 13%. Number 11, 44.4% of Americans struggle to make their housing payments each month. Almost half of the country. Number 12, 46% of Americans worry about debt every single day. Almost half of the country. Trump's America. 13, prices were slashed on 19.9% of home listings last month as the U.S. housing bubble starts to burst. 14, 49% of Americans say that the cost of living is the biggest challenge that they face. Half of the country. Cost of living. It's no secret. Chalet. Oh, Diddy. If you got any links or any information on that, I appreciate that. And thank you for the comments. Allegedly, Xi Jinping just had a stroke. Again, if you got any links or any solid stuff, I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys that send me links. Listen, you guys send me videos. Please send me timestamps. Please give me information about it. I do not have 20 spare minutes in the day for like anything, let alone 2 hours to watch a video of anything. Okay? I don't. So, if you do, then you've got a lot of spare time. It's a luxury. All right? Like, I don't. Okay? So, if you could just please give me, the synopsis of whatever it is you're sending me, please, because I just don't have the time, especially when multiple people sending me hours-long videos. And with no information, nothing connected. It's like, it's a waste of time. You'd been better off just putting a few sentences, letting me know what's going on, or leaving some timestamps. And then I could maybe consume the information you're wanting me to see. All right, so number 15, 67% of U.S. workers now live paycheck to paycheck. Wow. The number climbing, but Now we're almost at 70% of the country paycheck to paycheck. Number 17, the number of cows in the United States has fallen to the lowest level since 1951, and it keeps dropping. I keep reporting on this. I keep telling you it gets lower and lower. The price every week, higher and higher. The price of beef is climbing like gold. No joke. No joke. The cost of living, the American dream for a lifetime, has now reached $5 million. Yeah, thank you, Spiro. This is heartbreaking, man. It sucks. It's like being on a Titanic. It's like being on a ship that's sinking. You know it's sinking. There's no life rafts. There's nowhere to go. Nowhere to run. Nowhere to hide. That's what this feels like. Straight up. Like a controlled demolition. No gold in Fort Knox since Nixon. Hey, we should go over and start some poly market bets. For real. There's got to be one over there. Like what? Like I got to know. I'm not going to try to pull it up now, but if anyone's got a direct link, you can hit me with it if you find anything on it. It's hard for me to believe there's not a bet out there in poly market on that. Is the gold in Fort Knox? There has to be. I'm going to say the percentage is I don't know what it says, to be honest. I think it's no, but we'll see. Look, our currency is getting debased right in front of your face. What did I just tell you here a minute ago about the whole China thing? He just raised tariffs to 100%. Our market's just dumped. At some point, it all comes home to roost, okay? At some point, it all catches up, okay? China is going to flip the script like they're already doing by accelerating, not buying from our farmers. They're going to accelerate not using the US dollar. That's debasement. And when the rest of the world follows the dragon, this is what's causing gold and silver and all the other precious metals to run hard. It's not for no reason. It's because it's about to go down. These are one of the key signals that you should really be paying attention to. Your red herring, elephant in the room type of thing. Silver above $50 since the first time since the 80s Hunt Brothers squeeze. Guys, dude, when it breaks up out of, when it lifts up past this, it's in what you call price discovery mode. It's what gold's in right now. Let me tell you, silver's been like, a genie in a bottle for a long time. When you pop that cork, it's coming out. Raging, storming. When this thing takes off with no ceiling, there's no telling where silver can go. And it could do it quick. Matter of fact, for the elites and everyone else, it would benefit, for anyone holding, it would benefit this move to happen quicker. Because the longer you draw it out, the more people, everyday people, start to consume and buy, get involved and all this other stuff. And you're not looking for that. They're looking to gobble it up themselves and to make a quick, if they could take this thing to $1 million an ounce in a heartbeat and everything that they're holding, they would. This is what's coming. They have been hoarding gold and silver and they're still doing it. And you can see it's going through the roof. It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. These guys are sitting on a trove. I don't know of any country. Has any country ever rebelled against their government? And I know Nepal just rebelled here recently because they took away the social media. But has anyone ever broke into their Fort Knox and their biggest, their cash and got all the gold and all the silver and I doubt it. I haven't seen that or heard of that anywhere. where's the Chinese even keep all their gold? Like, I doubt it's even on the books. A lot of it's black market anyway. I don't know, guys. I've said for over a decade now. Man, it feels crazy saying that all the time. I've been saying for over a decade now. Jeez. That they should have gold and silver. Man, oh man, back when it was $13 silver. Oh my God. I remember seeing like it was yesterday. I remember when it was $13 silver. It was $16 and I was buying it just not long when I was making rounds. Buying the shop, making rounds, and giving it to my people. That was during the pandemic. That shows you how much this has exploded just in a short time. So, the question always is will it pull back again? Will silver, all right, hit 50, hit the ceiling again? Will it pull back and drop off like it did historically? And it could tank all the way down 20s and 30s again. Anything's possible. And yeah, there might be a slight pullback up at this top, but again, I'm just waiting to see it really break out the stable. When it breaks out the stable, it's off to the races. And again, it's what's called price discovery mode. I would expect to see some major global events timed with this. It's usually how they operate. Big ones. So what's the next one say? Gold accelerating. What's it do? It reveals a vanishing calm and a coming change right in front of our face. And what do they got? A golden rocket set on a pad. For a reason. As the dollar hits that point to where it's absolutely going to be imploded, all these other commodities, especially gold and silver, because it's the real money, people are going to be diving into them. They're going to be diving into the ruble, the yen, the renminbi, all these other currencies around the world. It's going to benefit all these China, Russia, all these other places when the dollar crashes big time. More than anything, it's going to benefit gold and silver and the precious metals. They're going to lift to levels like you're never going to see where we're at right now. Again, it's happening so fast. Like you're never going to see $2,000 gold again, $3,000 gold again, ever. Ever. If you do, you better be buying it like there's no tomorrow. Because it would be a gift dip. You're going from 1 to 4,000. If it drop back, pull back 1,000. There's no way it's pulling back. There's no way. This thing ain't even pulling back $500 from where it's at. Like this thing's gonna keep charging. I'm telling you. God bless all of you that listened. Out of all these years, I'm not out here. I ain't even got. I should honestly. I should have T-shirts to be able to sell you guys hats, things to rep the underground. I honestly should, but I push nothing out here and haven't over the years. But I've told you, if you're gonna buy anything, to buy gold and silver, right? And see, here it pays off massively. Unlike any other thing you could have ever done and invested in. If you're in the right state, there's no taxes. Dude, that was the biggest money move you could have ever made. Ever. There's nothing else out there you can invest in and pay no taxes on. This is the monster move. And I'm gonna say there's still time. You're hopping on late, but I've said from the get-go, my first big main target for gold was the 20, where it should have been when I was saying it was the 20 grand range, between 20 and 30. If it's taking some time to get there, it may lean upwards of 30 grand. But between $20,000 and $30,000 is what a lot of people, even Peter Schiff, the gold bugs and all that, they've all said the same thing. In a real world setting, that's where your gold should be valued at, which is going to take all the other precious metals with it. I just told you copper's at $10,000 to $11,000 per ton. I just showed you silver capping 50 and about to take off running. Palladium putting in highs, about to take off tearing. Platinum, palladium, all these metals, man. So what is all this really? It is saying, look at the title, that the fiat experiment is coming to an end. They are about, you know this. I told you, Europe's pushing the CBDC full scale. All these different countries are ramming it down the throats of their people. They're doing this right now. Like, this is the 5-year squeeze up to 2030. Oh, yeah. Up to 2030, this next 5 years, they're going to be ramming CBDC digital ID like they're doing in the UK down everyone's throat all over the place. And it's going to be as the dollar collapses. Yep. The only thing that could save the dollar at this point is to back it by gold. Connecting it to the stable coins isn't going to do much because they're nothing to. It may short term do it and dilute the situation, but it's not going to really save the day. The only way that you're ever going to have sound money is to back it by gold and silver, a fraction, a portion. And if it's not going to be the gold and silver itself, it should be the contracts that things are initiated in. This is what made, our dollar so big back in the day was the petrodollar. It was a huge deal that was made between the oil barons, Saudi Arabia and them, and the United States. We wouldn't have to go to war or nothing. And the whole world would see the power of what was called a dollar backed by all that oil. But things are changing. The world's changing. And I'm going to tell you, technologically, going forward, you remember this. You ain't going to need all this oil. You're going to need more of these precious metals and things like that, minerals and things like that over the oil itself, because things are shifting. When you jump to anti-gravitics and propulsion that takes mercury and takes all these other things, it's going to take silver, gold. It's going to take all these other elements, not oil and gas that we're putting into our cars. It's a whole different process. And when you remove the whole world needing cars anymore, you remove the basis for a large portion of the petroleum of the gas that is consumed. It would just be used maybe in an industrial scale at certain points, but when new technologies roll in, anti-gravitics and propulsion systems and things like that, when they're rolled out here, all of the face of culture globally changes. The way everything functions everywhere. It will be a game-changing thing. I always see it in my mind as being the beast system, the utopia the beast creates. But to be in it, to get into that world, you have to have a digital ID, you have to have the mark, all that good stuff to even get in it and to participate. You won't even be able to get on the internet. You won't be able to buy anything, sell anything, work. You'll be able to do nothing. It's rearing its head right in front of you, showing its fangs right now. We all know where this goes, man. It's just a matter of key events to get the people there, to usher the whole crowd, herd into a certain area. Okay, so the best example is what they did with Trump, with MAGA. They got most of the majority of the country because they made the other side look so bad. They got the whole herd of sheep to run over into this corner. You see? They sure did. And it worked like black magic. They loved it. It worked perfect for them. If they could do stuff like that all day, they would, and they will. Okay, so the layoffs have begun. And remember, people are going to continue to lose jobs. Farmers losing everything. Jobs getting wiped out. Bankruptcies through the roof. Homeless going to continue to rise. And there's an executive order by your Gentile Messiah Trump to arrest homeless. Don't you ever forget it. Any of you that ever get rounded up one day that voted for Trump, don't you ever forget you voted for it. In your silence, sitting back saying nothing is what got you rounded up. Because if you'd have been vocal and the whole crowd would have stood up and everything made some noise, then nothing would happen. But since people sit there and they don't flex, you either use them or lose them when it comes to your freedoms. America. So we're not the only ones. This is designed. I put out a lot of information pertaining to America esoterically, masonically being created to be destroyed. If you don't know nothing about this is some homework for you. And thank you, Steve, for the memberships. Thank you so much for everything, Steve. God bless, man. Everyone that got him, welcome to the underground. Oh, top of the hour. Anyone checking in, please hit subscribe button. Check the bell notification. Got to take a moment to remind everybody here, man, because so many people don't get notified, and you got to know my schedule. I'm dropping videos every day. You're probably not going to get a notification for it. So just check my channel in the afternoon. I'm always dropping 1 or 2 videos, whatever's popping off. And I'm going live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, like religiously. Like there's so much going on. So that's the schedule. At 9 p.m., kicking it off Eastern here. Going for anywhere from 2 to 3 hours. And I want to thank everyone out there that shares the stream. Thank you so much. And thank you for all the support. Everyone that's dropped super chats. Anyone that buys any coffees, any support like that, appreciate it to the fullest as well. That is the best way to support the show. And it's all appreciated to the fullest. I know globally, I can feel the walls closing in. I can see this from my perspective. Someone that's done this for as long as I have, day in and day out, for like ever, years and years and years, years and years and years. You see things. You see the daily happenings all the time, and when things start to really change and shift and accelerate, you see it. And I see it. I see it's happening. It's happening. And I know it's by design just because of what I know. I know the hands, the powers that be are pushing this. So I want to show you though, Germany is falling apart. Germany, the collapse of it just shows that Europe is not safe. We've seen Ireland, UK economically, the reports. France, look, here's France again. Macron appoints a guy that just resigned less than a month ago or so, not long ago, from office. It's falling apart. We know France is capable of holding down some of the biggest marches ever. When we went into lockdowns and all that stuff, the biggest marches we've seen anywhere on the planet were coming from this region. All right? So they may have a dictator in chief there, but like there's the spirit of warrior and freedom that's in there somewhere. The Esther is everywhere in all the countries out there. I pray that they can rise to the occasion. I pray that God can reach down and control and touch and bless and protect a certain people to rise to the occasion in the name of righteousness, to seize power, their land, to occupy their interest, their home space, to do it righteously, to be successful, and to be the burning light, a torch that everyone else needs to see. A lot what America was supposed to be, but isn't. Someone needs to flex and rise to the occasion. They need the blessings, no matter what country. If it's France, it's Germany, the people need to rise. You need to rise and show the rest of the world what it looks like when the people rise and they arrest corruption and do the damn thing. Not, Hillary prison. And it never happened. Sick of the clown show. Right? You'll tell them by the fruits. Right? So I'm about seeing some real results here. Let's go to UK. Unfortunately, what's this one say? A majority of Brits from all political leanings agree the country is effed. Pretty bold statement. A massive 3/4 of British people agree that the country is broken. Again, I pray that the Spirit can uplift the people there, but if the people are not praying to God, if they're not praying to the Most High, if they're not doing these things, if they're turning their back on the Most High, then they won't receive the help. It's on the people, no matter where. Look, I'm calling on you guys from the belly of the beast. This place is getting lit up. God's pouring out its wrath here, it seems, and it's not over. And it's going to continue in all these places. It's bad off because people aren't doing anything. I always say it. All it takes for evil to shine is for good people to do nothing. Something's got to give at some point. I hate seeing this. I hate seeing my people globally suffer. I got my bloodline. I've got Irish roots. I've got some UK, British roots. Minute, but I've got cats out there around the world that I know are not free right now, that deserve to be free from all sectors. All across Africa, people like all through Asia, all through the Americas. It's nothing but a big slave camp everywhere. And most of the people are poor. Look, if you've gone and seen what a majority of all these areas in India look like, huh? You ever seen mountains of trash and things before? Man, sometimes you gotta be thankful for what you have. Because other areas on this planet, if you were forced to go there and had to live there, not only would you not make it because you stand out like the sore thumb, they don't like gringos too well, and Americans in most places. It's not fun. Like, I don't know how it would be pretty hellish in poor, very super poor lifestyle living in some of these places, man. And it's just the way that it is. Majority of the planet is like this. Again, America falling, but we've got so much more than what other people have. You have to be thankful. Just for the opportunity, because I see poor people, man, in all these other places that just have nothing, and there's just millions of them. What happens when like a world dictator steps up and says all the homeless got to be rounded up? Would be no different than Trump at this point. And thank you, someone, for buying the coffees. Appreciate it to the fullest. Blast Tennessee. I think I might have an update here. Oh crap! It's just a bunch of links. All right, never mind. Look at this next one. India is key to a lot of things on the planet right now. Well, I mean, much love to any of my Indians out there. Got none but love for my Indians. It's like I got none but love for all colors, all backgrounds, all races, all everything. You coming in peace, fighting a good fight, walking righteous, nothing but love for all people. But Indians, they're in a critical spot here. They're like, are you going with Russia and China for World War III since you're a part of BRICS, or are you going to come over here with us and kind of like, which is it? What is it here? Because they're fighting Pakistan, they're fighting China up on the border in these areas. They need a strong, good ally, but they've gone the other way in terms of buying military equipment. They decided they're going to buy off of Russia, and that's usually indicative that you're going to go that way. That's the side that you're leaning with. China, or India has had a lot of big and huge deals with America throughout the years. They even tried to have one here recently, beginning of this year. Remember, Elon Ramaswamy said they were going to bring in all these Indian workers because Americans sucked and didn't want to do it. That's what they said. They were lazy and didn't want to do it. I don't forget. That was the deal. They were going to give it to the Indians. You wonder why you go into gas stations all the time and it's ran by an Indian? Why? Because they got a deal to come here and to own them. Grants that you don't have to pay back. It's part of a deal between our government and their government. You see, me as an American, I ain't getting nothing. But a hard way to go. I walk in there, I have a conversation with one of the guys, and they could be cool. But yeah, we got a grant, man. Come over here and start this business. America's great, man. Oh, yeah, America's great for you. But for the cats that are born here, I ain't get that opportunity. Where's my gas station at? Where's my grant? I ain't got to pay back. Oh, that's right. I'm a white man. I don't get none of that. I get thrown in a basket of some right-wing neo-Nazi extremist, right? Call me names. Put me on a drone strike list. I don't get none of that. I don't get no grants. I don't get no help. You see how that works? It ain't just me. That's Americans. That's Americans. If you born American, doesn't matter what color, anything. You born American, you don't get these benefits that these others get. We get screwed. And there ain't no benefit for you. You want to pack up and you want to go to India? Have fun. Again, then maybe you'll appreciate what you had. Again, this place is falling apart, so nothing what it used to be. We're getting wiped out. We're getting replaced. Sadly, it's not. It's by technology. AI is the replacement. And let's look here. AI is going to suck up a ton of energy. Energy, I don't see how you're going to get it. Where are you going to get it from? We're already strapped in all these other ways. The grid's falling apart. Everything's through the roof. Where are you going to get it? Where are you going to get all this? Well, the Bank of England warns that AI valuations are stretched as data centers become a huge issue. These data centers are going to suck up all of our fresh water, all of our energy. Like, you literally will have to roll out like Tesla power, like out of the ether. What they've been keeping hidden from us this whole time, you have got to roll it out to fix this problem. That's how I see it. There's no way you roll out these AI data centers globally, large scale, all this infrastructure with no way to fuel it. I feel like we're on the cusp of a big change. We have to be. We literally have to be. Either that or like, I don't know, like we're about to get wiped out big time. What's this one say? AI could wipe out 100 million U.S. jobs. Man. They say AI and automation is going to replace 40% of registered nurses. Wow. 47% of truck drivers. 64% of accountants. 65% of teaching assistants. 89% of fast food workers. We're done. We're done. That right there, all the people surviving off fast food tips and waitressing and working at a food joint out there all over the place, they've destroyed this place, man. California in itself imploding. You seen what they did with the $20 an hour there with all the jobs? All these places are falling apart at the same time. It's like it's accelerating. Usually war follows something like that, and every country can blame the loss on war. And of course, make a ton of money in selling all the War Machine stuff at the same time. Okay, gotcha, Kev Bar. So Americans are getting hip to this. They're having huge bills, and then they're looking into the fine print. They're like, "Oh yeah, the big data center that just went in. That's the reason for a 10% increase in your electric bill." Oh yeah, and you open up the next one. Oh yeah, that new data center that just went in there. That's the reason for a 10% increase in your water bill. Okay, now all of a sudden, everyone's paying 10% more in water and electric and all this, and that's just out the gate. Just wait till a year or two goes by, and it bumps up another 5%, 10%. How it always goes, right? So people are realizing this. They're strapped. They're like cornered. And where is this energy going to come from? When people are being told you're going to have to go in rolling blackouts or brownouts and all this other crap. Places like Maryland and other green places that tried the whole green experiment found out real hard, real quick that they already ran out of power and they've been leaning on neighboring areas for energy throughout this year. They're lucky it hasn't been catastrophic. They better hope it's not a super bad winter. Places like my state didn't care what the government said. They threw them the bird and they said, we're keeping our coal plants open. Thank God they did. It kept people alive, and that's what counted, and they won't never go the other way. They actually told all the big banks that if you want to push any of the climate crap, get out. Like, we're done with you. Get out of our state. Even told JP Morgan Chase that. Huge moment. Guess what JP Morgan did? They left the climate agreement. That's what happens when you grow a pair of kahunas and you put your foot down. Everybody just want to lay down and do nothing. But better start getting them screaming. Least you can do. At least anyone can do. You better start doing something. Exercising your freedoms and your rights, or you will lose them. And if you just sit there and say nothing, they'll creep up with a data center in your backyard. And the next thing you know, once one of these things goes up, it's over. Then it's eminent domain. Oh, the government says we can take your property because we got to run power lines through here, blah, 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 whatever. And it's all because you sat back and you never said anything. You let them come in and set up shop and do their thing. People have got to start bucking back. All right, so I'm going to point out the top 5 states where this data center boom is taking over. And this isn't good for people, period. Because again, there's no jobs. This is not like the days of old. This isn't bringing jobs or anything. There's no benefit for humans in any of this from here on out. So when you hear of huge data center going up or they're building this or that, it's not like it used to be. Oh, Tom, Dick, and Harry can go get a job now. No, you can't. It's not going to be that way. What it's going to be is they still have no job, and you're going to get the bill in the mail, just like I just told you, and you're going to be paying more because this new data center just went in. See how that works? And everyone's double Dutch screwed. All right? Like, this isn't good. So, Virginia, of course, government all up in you. Texas, Oregon, Ohio, and Iowa going all in here with these data centers. And don't forget, in Tennessee, this massive mega center outside of Memphis that Elon's building, the world's largest super brain or whatever, consuming all these resources as well. Man, this isn't good. I don't know how you're going to feed it. Going to keep it pushing. Tesla, under investigation. Their full self-driving mode is causing errors. Reports of it running red lights, causing collisions, and then death. Like, I don't trust none of that stuff. But Musk feeling it right now. He also agrees to settle $128 million, which isn't nothing to him, in a lawsuit with former Twitter executives. So people tried to sue him, tried to get some, people aren't going to miss the opportunity if it was there to get a payday off of the world's richest man. I mean, you'd honestly be a fool if you pass that up. At this point, you keep what you can. Like, this thing's going down. Like, you got to find a way to make it out the game. All right? Whatever you got to do. Salutes. Do what you got to do. These are all scammers and ripping everybody off. They done stole the farm from you before you were ever even born, from your grandparents and everything else. And they're continuing to take everything. It's all a ripoff. So any one of you that finds a way about the game, I salute you. No matter what it is. I don't care. You have to find a way. You have to fend for yourself. You have to survive at this point. And no one's coming to the rescue. It's going to continue to get rougher. Dude's got billions. Can just throw 128 million out there like it's nothing. I tell you now, if I had 128 million, you'd see me go out in a blaze of glory, spending it. I'd be out going across this country, picking up all the homeless, all the bets. I'd be doing this and that until they blew my head off. I have full stream, live stream all the time. That way, when they did come kill me, whole world would see it, real deal. You'd know it. I'd do it the right way, real way. We'd shatter things. Just with 100 million. We'd just show them how it's done. Leave some kind of imprint on this. Somebody needs to. Everybody else, bunch of scared bitches. What they are. And all afraid to ride. Excuse my French. Okay, but yeah, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of not having any real riders out there for the occasion. That's why I pray to the Most High to come back and pull the sword and cut these clowns down, to light this place up. And no, I don't care to die. I'm not afraid of death. I'm in a vessel. I'm energy. I'm consciousness. I will be released. And from there, I hope to get to a new body and a better life for 1,000 years with righteous people. I really feel that this is what this life's about. It's proving that. You're just missing a great teacher. And for a reason here. I try to give you the knowledge the best that I can, but it doesn't matter if there was some big guru, whoever, and Jesus done showed you. He came here, they killed him. And they'll kill anyone. You know, all the disciples were murdered. Every one of them. Like, this place is evil, man. It's full of demons. It's full of demons everywhere you go. The longer you're in here, it's like, yeah, I've probably been putting in some hard time, and I really feel like I'm in a prison here. Like, there's nothing but bad people here. There's very few righteous people in my life experience. Up to this point, very few. Very few. I've come across millions of people in my life. Traveling all across this place, meeting all, dude. And I've met so very few righteous. That's testament of a soul down here on earth, God. How the spirits are here. The people are here. They're not good. In the meantime, your Trump announces a deal with the devil. If it wasn't bad enough, all right, let me back up. Let's take it to Mar-a-Lago. Gates and Trump this year had a big meeting talking about making money off of mRNA. Instead of arresting Bill Gates and going after all these big companies that participated in the scam and all of the gene therapy, all of it, he's striking up deals with them. First it's Pfizer. Now it's AstraZeneca. And the people just sitting back, and his whole thing is like, oh yeah, because you're going to get cheaper drugs and this and that. Like, no. Like, some of these places should have been dismantled and like righteous places installed. But as you can see, this is a puppet show. That's not what this is about. This is not about doing the right thing, the good thing. This is a mafia. This is musical chairs. Everybody else is primarily just sitting back and shutting up. And you see, that works for so long until the woman earlier that called in and was going off like, my kids can't get their man, and going until people start to lose everything. Then they snap And we're just about there. And I can't wait till they all start snapping back on the skin. All right. Then you can welcome them into the club here of finally awakening to the left-right paradigm. They already know that side sucks, okay? It's just seeing that the side that they got pushed into is also part of the ploy. Once they realize this, it's usually a very violent thing. They get pissed off and they're swinging, and they have every right to be. They've been lied to and deceived and everything else. But once they calm down and the smoke settles, they realize, yeah, they're playing us all. Well, welcome to the underground. That's when you're in a stripe. All right, that's what it's all about. When you have that epiphany, okay? It's different for everybody, but once you get there, you're there. Sad thing is, it's like that's like when the blinders come off, real deal, and like life will never be the same. Unfortunately, you can't live a lie. You can't go back to the way things used to be, the good old days. It'll never be the same. So suck it up and keep on moving forward. It'll never be the same. Just to have an inkling of what we used to have or any freedoms or anything of the good old days, you have to fight for something. You have to fight for something. You can't just lay there and do nothing, man. I'm about joining any protest, anything you've got. I say this all the time. I say it in the videos. I say it on the live stream. I call on anyone out there. If you've got any meeting, if you've got any gathering, at a park, at anything, if anyone's got any meetup of people, let me know. I never get a word. We're screwed. We do nothing. We do nothing. Organizing nothing, taking it upon themselves to step up and do something, to be the change they seek, and nobody do nothing. It's sad. I look for it all the time, hoping I get nothing. It's always nothing. It's always nothing. That's why I keep coming back around. Should I have another conference? Should I do another conference that I can't even find the time or money to muster up to do? But I'll do it again if I have to, if I'm the only one that can put something together. I definitely love to meet good people, but I just find it hard to believe that no one else can even hold a cookout down Texas or something for some patriots and invite us down. Like nobody could do nothing. Pisses me off. Nobody ever does nothing. Everybody just shows up and watches. Watches. Entertainment. Nobody ever does nothing. Pisses me off. When you get up off your ass and you run, you've been all across this country trying to do things, trying to fight tooth and everything you can, and everyone else just sits there and watches. Never wants to get active, do nothing. Same people pop in the comments all the time, just watch and pray. It's watching. No, it ain't watch and pray. It's get active. It's just sitting there watching and praying. It got us in this mess to begin with. It pisses me off. It's like you can't even hardly find anybody. Like I'm willing to put my life on the line to go out there, but like there's not even a posse to mount up with. It's how frivolous everything is. I get it. Y'all chicken shit. No one wants to get their head blown off. I'll go out there and do it, but like can't even have guys back it, do anything. It's pathetic. You had riders show up, but others just sat there and quivered. I ain't afraid to die, son. Nope. So, I don't know. Missed opportunity. I don't know. Call it what you want. It is what it is. Everybody's in it for themselves at this point. For themselves. Like, save your own skin. No heroes coming to save the day. No heroes. I feel you, RJ. You're there for 1776 last ride. Yeah. I know a lot of you that are here. It's what I call the remnant. I know you guys get it. I know that I know we hear about, when I say these things, I'm speaking to the millions that are out there that I can never reach, which is falling kind of pointless, right? I can never reach them. I will say a positive, though, here as of late is that the newer people have been tuning in, which is good. If I can come across fresh ears, some newer ears to spread the message, it's always worth the fight. I just want to see positive change, don't you? And I'm not afraid. Again, I don't have to keep saying I'm not afraid to die to bring it. But don't you choose wisely? Pick your fights wisely. Have all your ducks in rows wisely. If you're going to do something, you're going to go all out and kamikaze. Don't you want to do it wisely? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Again, I just feel like when I say these things, everyone's just sitting back listening, like, no. Like, I'll never get an email like, "Oh, bro, I'm down," like this and that, like from somebody, or like everyone's just scared. That's why I always take it. Everyone's so scared, afraid the feds is watching. Well, they are watching. They're listening right now. You gonna let that scare you for an eternity? Can't defend yourself, can't flex, can't do anything, man. Like, everyone's froze. I know they're tracking and watching everything. Don't do anything incriminating. You can go out, you can flex, you can ride with people. Like, we have our conferences. We meet up. We ain't doing nothing bad. I'm not sitting there preaching to people, you need to go out and start executing government agents this weekend. Like, I'm not saying that behind a curtain and all that crap. We're not doing this crap. We're not giving people a reason to be scared to link up. People are just cowardly, large scale, or don't give a shit. So you chalk it up which one, and you take your pick. All the riders make a move, man. I know not everybody can show up to these places and do things, but like, geez, Pete's, man. I guess I'm hard pressed looking for somebody to show me something out here. Is there anybody left? Is there anyone out here that do anything? Maybe the timing right now is not the best with Charlie Kirk getting his head blown off or his neck massaged or whatever. I don't know. Whatever you want to call it. The Charlie Kirk event, it's got people shook in certain ways that you're never going to overcome. An event like that, 9/11 level in terms of the shock wave it sent out. Are you scared? If we had a big rally like, this couple weekends from now, whatever, would anybody come? Like, I don't know, man. Sevenfold, thank you. Vengeance belongs to the Lord. You got that right, and I pray on it all the time. Do remember he said, "Sell your cloak and buy a sword," though. And he returns with one as well. He's not coming to sing Kumbaya. When my Messiah returns, he comes and he touches down with the greatest earthquake the earth has ever seen. And he lights this place up. Can't wait. All I can call upon is a higher source. I know there's a higher intelligence watching this. TNF, thank you so much, man. Much love. I know there's a higher source watching. I know something created us. I know there's a higher intelligence watching. I can feel it. I can see it. I can sense it. I know it. I'm not stupid. I know it. Even though it's hiding in the shadow, I can sense it, like someone watching you. This is what I call knowing. I mean, if you live a certain way, you'll develop this. It's a gift. But you'll never achieve it. You can't cheat the system that God made. The demons can't do it. Why do you think that they smoke DMT to see little leprechauns? They're trying to cheat it. It's the closest that they can come. The DMT is actually the chrism. It's the oil of gladness in your body. And if you live the right way, you will raise it and you will fine tune the antenna that you are. And you will become more aware, more than you ever knew. But if you're constantly breaking the rules, you will never achieve it. You can never taste it. God was so beautiful in this way, so intelligent in this way, that the demons, in doing all their evil deeds, can never make it out of here. You can never raise your chrism. You can never raise your vibration doing it. They have to cheat it. Do you see? It's the closest they can come. The only way you get out of here is to truly walk righteous. You have to raise your energy and your vibration. I'm telling you, when you do, gifts you will receive from this universe. Consciously, you will tap in. If you've never done their experience, then you're missing out. You'd think that you would want a piece of it before it's over. It's there. All right, I'm going to keep going. A Georgia man arrested for tearing down Trump banner and then opening fire on a business. They say he's another leftist here, Benjamin Michael Campbell of Atlanta, facing multiple felony charges, including assault with a deadly weapon with an intent to kill, and discharging a firearm within an enclosed area to incite fear, and willful wanton endangerment or injury to personal property for his role in this confrontation that took place at this paddle and rafting company. Wow. Okay. God is great. Got that right. Much love, Steely. An illegal alien harbored in Chicago by far-left Governor Pritzker is indicted for running a human sex trafficking ring in Ohio. So this is a problem I've got with this. Mr. A checking in. That man's been all over the place with me. Much love, my brother. I hope all is good, man. Got to catch up. Hope all is good. I was just thinking about you the other day. So this is just more proof that these areas like Chicago that's holding on to fugitives, look what you're holding on to. You're harboring these types of individuals that are running sex trafficking rings in other states. Could be your state. And guess what? He's getting away with it because, like Boss Hogg, he is hiding in Chicago, like in calling all the shots and no one able to get to it. You see what's happening here? Other criminals are seeing this as a haven, and it's becoming a magnet, and it's going to cause for even more of a powder keg, is what it's doing here. Zillion, badillion in the house. Let's march the Appalachian Trail starting in Miami all the way to Washington to see how I'm enjoying. Peaceful march for peace. It's your idea. Hey, it starts with an idea. I didn't know the Appalachian Trail went all the way down there. Well, maybe the trail does. Appalachian Mountains, though, I always thought in Georgia. But anyhow, much love. Thank you for that. And hey, I tried to get a march going at one of the last conferences, but like got rained out, bad weather. You can't have it all. I tried to probably do too much in one day, in one event, in one window, whatever. But yeah, it's on the table. If we have another one, a meetup or whatever, wherever. If I just had more people step up that wanted to be organized and actually had an intent to do it, I'd probably move on some of these things. But again, nobody ever does anything. So, all right. So here's another rabid leftist who is basically getting cut loose. And I don't understand it. You got Trump in there, right? But it's Biden judges they're putting the blame on. And if a Biden judge can just cut all these people loose, then what is the sense of all this? Why you're taking the manpower, the resources, the time, and all this circus show, you go into all these places, cause all this chaos, just so they could turn around and just let them free? Huh? Huh? That's literally insanity. Keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result. Like you're keep going in and rounding these people up, yet the judges are just letting them out. Like, this is ridiculous. You got to stop it. You got to stop the judge. How do you stop the judge? Have they made a move yet? Has ICE gone to arrest the judge yet? Has Chrissy Gnome in her bulletproof vest and her ball cap showed up to arrest a judge yet? I don't think so. And it's not going to happen because it's a puppet show. Ridiculous. Do you see my point? It's just bring them in this door, send them out the back. Like, why are you wasting all this resource in all this? You're just going in creating war zones then. That's all you're proving to me. They don't really want to give up the rapists and the murderers. And when you finally do get some and get them in court and all this, the judge lets them go. Like, deep breath. I don't even know what that one I just X'd out was, but it really doesn't matter. We're pressed for time, and I'm just going to keep it cooking. An illegal alien from El Salvador gets only 1 year in prison after killing a University of South Carolina student. I repeat, if anybody cares, an illegal alien in this country illegally murdered an American student from South Carolina and only got a year for it. Murder, kill, whatever. They killed an innocent person here illegally. This is the exact same way that my cousin was killed. Killed in a hit and run. Drunk driver, a car full of illegals, late at night. She's leaving her job, Waffle House, late at night. And of course, it's the highway. And gets her life taken by a bunch of illegal pieces that are probably out there in this country running around right now drunk somewhere because of this crap. Trump ain't changing nothing. And how can he when, again, he ain't replacing these judges? These judges are cutting them loose. This is civil war. They have never been so close, and I don't see them stopping. I see them taking this. They've got years of this left on Trump's watch. They're going to drive this home as hard as they can. This is a circus. It really is. You can call it that now. It's a revolving door. It is. Literally. You have the proof that they're going in and doing all this only to arrest these people, only to have them cut loose. Which, what? Turn around and send ICE back to the apartment building to arrest them again? Because they're not out of the country. They're back on the list. So this is repetitive. This is like a dog chasing its tail. I mean, this is insane. This is madness. I can only hope that more people start to see this. So this Mayor Johnson out of Chicago is a joke, man. You'd find a better mayor in a Cracker Jack box. This guy is just, he's garbage. And he never has a legitimate, real answer to face the fire. He needs to be arrested. He really does, for treason. But he's part of the show here. We know it's a show. Okay? He needs to be taken down along with the governor. But it's all a show. Yeah, I don't have months to march, brother. Let's talk realistic, okay? Zillion, let's talk realistic, okay? First and foremost, let's talk realistic. Because, I've gone to D.C. for Million Men marches. I don't know how many times I've gone. Again, I've had my own events. How many times? And very few people show up. You go to a Million Man march, very few people show up. Again, who has the money to be able to march for weeks and months? I don't. So again, this is where a righteous money man comes in. We don't have one. We never have over here in the truth community. It's it. You got to fend for yourself. So that's part of the problem. I guess everyone's afraid to touch us with your money because we might get labeled a domestic terrorist or something. I don't know. Whatever it is. That's just the realness of it. I'm all for the ideas, but let's be real about it. We're just talking. Then I'm not trying to waste time. So again, people want to start to organize, pay for things, get something lined up. I'm all about it, but that never happens. Never happens. So back to Chicago. The cops are going to be used against ICE. Okay? I'm telling you, a civil war is popping off right in front of our face. I'm hoping you see it. They're going to use cops, potential troops against ICE. And this is going to become a war zone. Oh, an absolute war zone. I'm feeling this thing out. Like, as soon as God gives me the go and the window opens and he's like, go, I'm off to wherever. I can feel it brewing. I can feel it in the off. I can feel it. I don't know where it's going to be. I don't know what it's going to be, but I can feel something coming in the colder months that I'm going to be called to. I can just how these things work with me. I don't know where. I don't know if it'll be Chicago. It's not going to be Portland. It may just be a different setting, a new city, a different setting, or maybe Chicago, but it may not. I don't know. I just know that I'm going to be running the streets at some point, reporting on this chaos. It's what I do. It's my drug. It's my rush, the adrenaline rush. All right, if there's anything out there that I fiend for, it's that right there. That rush, the heart pounding, not knowing if you're about to get killed, running. It's the closest thing that you're going to come to being on the front line of a war zone without being sent out of this country and sent to a real war zone. And there's just something about it that I can't explain. I'm made to be there when I'm there. And there's no place I'd rather be in the middle of all the chaos when I'm there, because I know I'm there getting the footage, the eyes and ears, on the ground information for all y'all, for everybody else that we wouldn't be getting otherwise. And I don't know. It's always crazy atmospheres, man. I don't like the chemicals they hit us with. Mr. A, you've been there with me, man. You've been there with me. Mr. A is a soldier out there in the chat. He's been with me all across this place, man, from DC to Yellowstone. Sure have, my brother. Salutes, man, and I appreciate all your support and all your help throughout all the years. Gonna keep it pushing. Got some of these video clips I'm skipping over. Texas HE pledging a crackdown on leftist terror cells. Remember, whenever I say leftist, always keep in mind that down the road, this can boomerang back the other way. If you're going to sit there and let them attack the left, they can openly attack the right. All they got to do is get their leadership in there, like Newsom or whatever, like they did with Biden, whatever. Just remember that. That's what I'm seeing getting set up everywhere. The trap's being set up in front of you right now, all over the place. Any law that's going on the books against the leftist, whatever, applies to the right too. Applies to the right too. People are ignorant out here, man. They're over here cheering on their own demise. In the midst of it, you can see right here, this is like Civil War 2.0. Full scale, man. Chicago really a centerpiece for it. Like, I don't know, maybe Chicago, I don't know what it is, man. Something's like calling me. But dude, I don't go into places where I can't go armed. So I don't know if I can figure out that one. Only thing I know to do is check in if anybody knows some legit ground crew gang on the street up there in Chicago, that will supply some security. It's the only other thing that I know to do. I've done it before. I've done it several times, many times. It's been the only security that I've had in cities. When I went up to Milwaukee, it went up there. I checked in with Frank Nitti and his gangs and all of them up there. It was that or get smoked by them. Like, you have to respect wherever you're going. And they respected me in turn. I've earned a lot of respect by respecting. And just fighting the good fight. People see it. I've been in the cities and I could have been in a very bad situation. People knowing me and seeing me for who I am and respecting it, they got me out of it many times. So, salutes, man, to all the people out there that fight the good fight. But I can't, I don't know. The whole not being able to be armed in Chicago is the only reason I haven't been there yet. And if I can't be armed, I better have some armed cats around me, is all I say, all I can say. I've been in shootout situations before. Okay, it's life, man. I grew up in the hood, man. I've bucked and been bucked at. All right, let's just put it that way. I'm not. I know Chicago's a war zone, but man, I don't know. Maybe it's not Chicago. Like I said, they're looking at Memphis and these other areas. I'm open to whatever. I'm kind of itching to just get out there, man. You know, I mean, Mr. A, you know what I'm saying, man? Like the rush you get. Wish I could find Eric, man. Old Eric that used to be on the team. Be rich and then ran him off, scared him off. Whatever. Like, I wish I could find him again. Eric, man, if my voice could ever find that kid again, I don't care about any of the other stuff. Yeah, nothing but love for that kid, Eric Moore, man. That kid ran hard with me in them streets, and we put it in. Man, just to have him around still would be priceless. Again, he got ran off by the cats I had around me here that weren't real, true cats that are no longer around here anyway. Eric Moore, man, if we could ever contact you again, brother, if anyone could ever find him, let him know. We need him. He's definitely welcome back around here. Heavy things. Thank you for the super chat. And he says, I'm so troubled with this new war with Venezuela. It's obviously not about drug cartels. Now more innocents will die. Thanks to a president that proclaimed how peaceful he is. Oh, yeah, right. Trying to go for that Nobel Peace Prize. We're going to get to that. And on that note, guys, I'm going late tonight. We're going past top of the hour. Just too much flowing here tonight. Venezuela is going to be a massive forefront. We'll try to get to that here if I can. I got it lined up at the end. The Shadow Network, I covered this in a video as well. It's called Riot Inc. You want to know who's funding the chaos? Well, I've been telling you for a long time. George Soros and his minions. But like a bunch of names are really getting thrown out there now. And a bunch of connections. Like Neville Roy Singham. And they all connect also back to the Communist Party, to China, which is the scariest part. And it's like, hold on, how can we know this and our government not know this? Well, they do know this. Well, how come they know this and they're not doing nothing? Huh? You know, like, all this it's just madness, man. So Soros and his minions, Trump saying they deserve RICO. Let's see if it happens. This guy explains it in this clip. I'm going to play this clip. It's a couple-minute clip. I put this in a video. It's a few-minute clip, but it explains what's going on here with these groups. Just so you guys are aware of what's going on here. I'm going to play this and then give some thoughts on this.
Story about violence and chaos, as you alluded to, Mr. President. This is a money story. And at the Government Accountability Institute, my colleague and I, Peter Schweitzer and our team, we followed the money, and we followed it to the top of what we call the protest industrial complex, Riot Inc. And we found a network of NGOs. It's not just the Soros network, the Open Society network, it's other funding networks, the Arabella funding network, the Tides funding network, Neville Roy Singham and his network.
sound? What? Refresh. 0 by 5. Hold on. I gotta wait till I all right, mic check. No sound, paused. All right, I gotta wait till I see 5 by 5s. 5 by Gary. As soon as I said that, it was quick. Back 5 by 5s. All right. Not sure what happened there. APEC does need to be outlawed. Major. There's all the 5 by 5 storming in. Yeah, please tell whoever says no sound to refresh. That's way too many 5 by 5s. I don't know what happened there. All I'm going to say is we're going to try to keep on pushing here. It is top of the hour, though. I want to thank everyone out there that hangs out, that joins us, and that shares the stream. I don't know. It didn't on. Usually, if Restream does it, I'll see it. It looks fine. It looks fine. Might have been an internet thing. I don't know. Could have been. I don't know. I'm just glad we're back. All right. So, police in Belgium foil a terror plot that was involving trying to assassinate someone, and it involves drones. This is scary. They're openly using drones everywhere. And I told you, when it comes to this country, when it comes to us, and like this starts happening, it's done. It's the scariest thing I could think of. All right, stop and think about this for a second. Fast forward 5 years, 2030. Lockdowns, if it happened again, they're hunting purebloods, and they're hunting them by drone. And now you're out in the wilderness somewhere running for your life from drones. What a way to end your life, and life to end in this whole thing. But that's how it's ending for a ton of people. Their life is ending by drone, whether struck by a missile or hit by the damn thing and it blows up, like we're seeing more and more of. Kamikaze. There has to be a way to defend against these and to stop this. You have got to think about this. People do. If you're thinking survival, this has to be part of the plan. Guys, got to be wargaming this. Shotguns with spread seem to be a very good simple device to have. It's going to be a close range thing, but if you can blow up a drone, shoot it out of the sky with a shotgun within 10, 20 feet before it gets to you, I mean, it's better than getting blown apart. So, I don't know. These are weapons, man, that are not good. Okay, so, all right, let's get into one of the other big topics here at the top of the hour. We've covered the AI. We've covered, well, pretty much the whole time America under attack. Let's get into Trump being denied the Nobel Peace Prize. And a bunch of global stuff, some war front stuff. It seems that Trump was trying real hard to get this, and he didn't. You could see it the whole time. You could see where it was going. I think it's hilarious he didn't get it. That's all he's in this for, is for false pieces, for accolades and all this. He's not no true righteous dude for anything. This dude's obviously a con man, player of the century, playing a part here. And he didn't get his Nobel Peace Prize. Illuminati. That's right. Thank you, Steve. He gets snubbed. So they say he solved 8 wars. It's like, oh, yeah, really? And like, yeah. And it's like, okay, which ones? And I'm like, well, he did 2 back in his first term. I'm like, well, that don't count. But they're claiming it anyway. Like, they're saying Egypt, Ethiopia, Serbia, and Kosovo in his first term. Like, nobody heard about them. Nobody remembers them. Nobody cares. And like, you suck. All right. Anyhow, this year, he claimed Armenia and Azerbaijan, which he had like nothing to do with. Like, he made a comment about it on social media and said, you guys should get along. And you're like, oh, yes, sir. And like, it's not like he went over and threatened them with military bombs or anything else. Then you had Congo and Rwanda, which was a skirmish between the two of them. He claimed for that. Then you had the little spat, which was highly suspect, between Israel and Iran. We waited all these years, all this time, and they exchanged these missiles, and it happens real quick and goes down. Then they lied about it, the extent of the damage done. Also, he could claim that he made peace for the ordeal. So he could claim peace on that. So it's on the list. Then India and Pakistan, which he had nothing to do with, erupted on the border. They worked that out. He tries to claim that. Cambodia, Thailand, and then now Hamas and Israel. Well, like, if you wanted to rack up the accolades, Israel's at war with like 8 people. Just have them stop. And like, you claim 8 more. But that won't never happen, and you know it. Because they got him. They control him through and through at this point. So they're trying to make all these claims, and I'm just like, dude, you false messiah. Like, get out. I see through it. I can't stand him. I see all these evil people for what they are. What am I supposed to sit here and act like they're not? I don't think so. This is long past Trump and Biden. It's long past all that crap. We gave you a pass, and I accepted it. You voted for Trump over Biden. That was the American consensus. Cool. Now you got to keep him honest. And for anyone that don't want to keep him honest, it's just a coward. And like, we're going to call him out. And that's just how it is. This dude's protecting pedos. He pushed warp speed. He said, take the guns first, ask questions last, all that crap. Like, we don't forget. We don't forget. Right? We don't forget how many times, how many years he's best friends with Epstein. We don't forget that the rabbis dubbed him the Gentile Messiah. All right? That means a lot. Like, this dude's controlled through and through. Anyone that doesn't want to see it or refuses to see it is just refusing it. They're refusing to see it. Okay? So, this Nobel Peace Prize gets awarded to Maria Corina Machado. I know. Who's that, right? Who is this Marina Machado? I'm going to touch more on that here in a second. I'm going to play this piece of Trump.
The Nobel Peace Prize for way less than you did, and President Obama got the Nobel Peace Prize
for
way less.
For doing nothing.
Exactly.
Obama got a prize. He didn't even know what he got. He got elected, and they gave it to Obama for doing absolutely nothing but destroying our country. Now, he was not a good president. The worst president was Sleepy Joe Biden. But Obama was not a good president.
Are you going to do something with the export?
They gave him a prize. How many months after he won the election, then they gave him the Peace Prize, right?
It was right after he was elected.
My election was a much more important election.
See, you can see there, he's butthurt about the whole thing. I will say this. In the first impression I took off of this was, as always, I try to give you the first impression, was like, this woman's trying to save her skin and her life. Do you even know who this lady is? Maria Corina Machado is out of Venezuela. And guess what she does? She immediately dedicates this prize to President Trump, saying that he has more integrity than the entire Nobel Committee, saying that, it sounds, it's screaming like a plea for help. Like, remember us. We know you're about to bomb our country and a huge war is about to begin. which it is, and so many people are sleeping on it. It's about to happen. I feel like this is a plea. Like, remember me, remember my people. Like, don't just go massacring people all over the place. If you're going to do this, do it strategic and like a decapitation strike, take him out. Like, just, that's how I feel this is. And I can't argue with it. I mean, how can you? I mean, it's a plea. I feel like it's a cry for someone. Like, it's how I take it, how I see it, how I feel it. No politician should get a peace prize, especially ones that go and switch up our departments to like departments of war. I mean, yeah, kind of just switched the whole thing over to the Department of War. But yeah, he wants the peace prize. Oh man, this place is a joke. Anyhow, I thought I'd throw that in there. That's the woman right there. Maybe she's a good person, maybe not, maybe I don't know. I've never heard of her till today. Most people haven't. And what does Putin say? Putin says the same thing. Like, you notice all the time when it comes down to these big things, he's always siding with Trump.
As to Trump and the Nobel Prize, it's not up to me to decide who should win the prize. And I don't think anyone present here will object, or anyone from your audience will object, when I say that there have been cases when the Nobel Prize Committee gave the Peace Prize to people who did nothing for peace. And in my opinion, those decisions damaged the prize's authority.
Yeah, it's credibility. I agree. Obama had the most strikes. Yeah, and remember, Obama had a drone kill list. I just put out a video recently on it. The DOJ has a secret kill list connected to where? Venezuela. It keeps coming back to Venezuela. Venezuela is about to be huge, 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 huge. It's going to affect us all. It's going to be the war of our life that runs right up to our door. That they telegraphed for 9 months, and it hasn't even begun yet. This is nuts. Okay, so he falls short despite all these things, right? And then Putin says that, as he just said, other people did nothing like Obama and got it. Like, at least Trump has tried to do some things. So he should have got at least over them, is kind of how he put it. Zelensky, he says he'll push for Trump to receive the 2026 Nobel Peace Prize if he gets more bombs. If we give him Tomahawk missiles. Yeah, we give him Tomahawks. He'll vote for you. No, not that everything that's been given to him thus far hasn't been enough. You ungrateful son of a demonic woman you are. You want to start handing out real awards? We have some real award ceremonies. Like the award goes to, Mr. You're fired, Trump. Like, I mean, seriously. Maybe we should. Maybe we should start it as a joke, but it becomes real and gets legs and runs. Maybe we should start now. The first award for killing the most people this year goes to, drum roll, please, Benjamin Netanyahu. Come on down and receive your arrest warrant. I mean, your award. Yeah. Come on. Like, I'm sick of this crap. Like, we got to do something, even if it's to fight back in a crazy way. Throwing some pun at them. We already know they don't like the memes. We don't know what gets under the skin. They want them illegal. Might as well get back at them any way we can. Jokes do grow legs. I mean, one of the best guys in the truther realm, one of the best legends, was a comedian. You know, who says it? Who says it? Huh? It's one big club. Huh? You already know, man. Like, R.I.P. George. R.I.P. all the Warriors, man, that we lost. Yeah, troll back the trolls. Like, dude, like, I don't know. Like, seriously, she had some big thing. If somebody hit up Candace Owens, one of the bigger platforms, run it by them. Tell them we're gonna do this. You know. Yeah. I had to. Spiro was the first one to chime in with the name before I pushed on, and Joe, of course, my guys there. Yeah, the Saint George Carlin. You got that. You're the man. That's a little behind. Probably 20 seconds at least behind on me. Kiev. It gets put in the dark. Multiple strikes coming from Russia. The last stream, one of the last things that I told you toward the end of the stream was Zelensky's threatening Moscow that he's going to put them in the dark. And they just hit a couple regions on the outskirts. And remember, we were talking about the nuclear plants, the facilities that were getting thrown offline in all these towns that were getting put in the dark. Well, Zelensky makes this threat. And then, what do you know? Guess what? He wants to run his mouth. Like, you don't talk, you do. And like, what's Russia do? They do just that. They turn around and they start pounding Ukraine. That's lights out. That's lights out. You seen emergency lights pop up in a couple spots. That's lights out. They just put the whole freaking place right there lit in the dark. Lights out. Blackout in Kiev. And this is going to be ongoing. Zelensky needs gone. The man needs gone. He's nothing but an issue for them, and he's a puppet for Europe. As far as I could tell here, like, Trump's already signaled and showed and done everything, like even pulling us out and even saying he'll leave NATO to want to be out of this mess and saying that this isn't my war. I will say that Putin has played hardball. Like, he wanted this one. Trump obviously wanted the whole Ukraine thing to claim, right? As another peace thing. Much love, Steely. Nabu. You call me Nabu now. Huh? Much love. But he didn't get it. Trump didn't get to claim this, right? He didn't get to claim the peace here. Germany and some of them EU countries are pushing for war hard. They're doing it like, I don't understand the justification. Like, there's no need, there's no want. I don't even know how the people are letting them get away with it. Like, why? You only survive throughout the winter because you get your natural gas and your oil and all this stuff from Russia as it is. All these other things, like, it makes no sense. It never has for Europe to be scared of Russia. They're not going to conquer all of Europe. It's never going to happen. They don't even have that large of a military or a population, period. They have a massive country for the population size as is. A lot of open territory. Russia does not need your land, does not need your resources, does not need none of it. And has never shown that they're trying to be hell-bent on taking over the world. When I look at it, it's always the EU pushing the envelope here, or the US, the West, pushing this the whole time. So, you know, I don't know where it's going to go, but now it's lights out, man. In the major city. I've been reporting on this, Crimea River, this Crimea stuff since Obama. Again, how long I've been reporting on this stuff. And like now, they're in Kiev putting the lights out. This is a major benchmark, man. Like, Kiev being put in the dark, I'm telling you, man, it signals a lot in like, no, the D is not close to the N on the keyboard. Not mine. I just looked up and seen that little piece before I refreshed my chat. I lost the chat. I had to stop. I don't know what's going on, man. Hopefully it didn't cut audio or anything else. I'm going to keep it pushing. I just refreshed my YouTube stream. Try to get the chat. Come on. This says, hold on a second. Everything was froze. I don't know what's going on. I don't have a whole lot open. I don't know what's going on. Come on. I know one thing on my end. After the stream, I'm going to definitely be giving a reboot to everything. Sometimes when I do that, though, it gives me problems logging in the restream. I just want to be clear about a couple things. When I go live, I used to always do it through OBS, and I'm going through restream. Now, I was having issues. Like, it was constantly cutting out all the time on the stream here, like, a few months back. Like, the first 6 months of this past year. I was using OBS, what I had been using forever. I had no choice but to try some other things. I switched up to Restream. Everything has worked great since. But Restream is browser-oriented. All right? Especially the free version that I'm using. And it runs off a browser. And if I restart everything and it's not logged back in, sometimes it takes a minute for it to log in for whatever reason. It wants to be, I don't know why it does it, but it takes forever. Like, there's been some streams, some nights where it stopped me. Like, I don't know what's going on now. Like, I cannot get the YouTube chat to load. I can't get the page to load. I've tried to refresh it several times, and I'm trying to get the chat up. I have not seen the chat in several minutes now, so everybody knows. I'm waiting to see the chat before I continue. I've got a little bit more I want to touch on here before I finish out the stream. This is crazy. This is odd. I've never had it be like this. Never. So I've opened up something completely new, firing up a brand new tab of my stream, and there's no chat. Look, I'm taking a screenshot. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's complete blackout. I'm sitting here talking about blackout, and like, they blacked my chat out or something. Like, everything else working fine. Internet's fine. Everything's flowing fine. All the other links look fine. I just restarted everything over here fine. Let me try to fire up another one with X and see if it loads. Loads quick. Got some messages. Got some notifications. Going to notifications. Chat is good. Thank you, Spiro. I got Spiro's message. Chat is good on our end. See, boom. I don't get it. Like, everything's flowing. Now it finally just popped up. Wow. I don't know what's going on there. I can see it now. Jay from Neville, chat blackout. We're here. Okay, Maury, I see it. All right, much love, everybody. I'm back on track. Try to finish this thing out. Netherlands, Belgium, going to play big time roles in what they say is containing Russia. And again, containing what? Like, back up off of them outside of the Ukraine thing. They're not encroaching anywhere else that I can tell. And they're spread thin. They do not have a huge army. They cannot afford to do all that. But Netherlands and Belgium signaling they're going to be key in this war against Russia from here. Moldova will be as well. Places you're not really hearing a lot of. Here is Russia again, agreeing with Trump and praising him. Lavrov praising Trump's plan as the best option that exists. And they're always telegraphing this. Remember, we won World War II buddying up with Russia. It's the truth. And Putin issues a rare apology in terms of the Azerbaijan airline disaster that was thought a Russian missile hit it and took it down. And it was said for MH17 and other flights, the same thing. But they admitted that it was their mistake. They did it. They claim responsibility. It takes a lot to do that in a day and age where everyone's just lying and covering everything up. But they did. They're open about it. And they're like, look, we accidentally were involved, in a war space. They said it was a tragic incident. Obviously wasn't done on purpose, but it killed 38 to 67 people on board. And in terms of the whole Israel peace deal, that's the big talk right now. The whole Gaza thing, ceasefire. They're saying it's holding. And if it holds to sunrise, at least over in Israel, there's gonna begin this whole phase of a hostage release. Yeah, everybody's, a lot of people out there just like us. It's all about tyrannical governments, man. It's what it comes down to, is how I see it. In cliques and global gangs and, deep state minions. As far as people, though, from all kinds of countries, man, there's beautiful people all over, man. These war zones obviously suck. And hopefully Gaza, it comes to a close here. But again, when it comes to Trump was, let's go in and just clean them out. You know what that means? Just go in and clean them out. Just go in and kill everybody. Just go in and clean them all out in Gaza. Like, that's ridiculous. That's what he said. Okay, so go in and clean them out, right? So they really don't care. He just doesn't want to look bad in the eyes of all the people. Okay, so he's expected to address the Knesset or whatever it is in Gaza on Sunday. So Trump's supposed to be in Israel on Sunday. So just remember that. And looky here. Looky who we have here. Mr. 666 Fifth Ave. Jared Kushner. The invisible architect of peace in Gaza. We've seen this before. It shows he's had a hand in all this. And you know what they're planning on doing, right? They're planning on making Gaza this big beach resort. Huge, like, beautiful destination and all this. And that's what they plan to do here. That's why in the beginning, Trump was saying, no, all these people are going somewhere else. Like, Trump said it. He's on record. He said, go in and clean them out. And like, no, these people are not going to return. They're going to be going to other places. He's on record. It's not until huge backlash comes to their way till they backtrack and try to save face. They care less. He's on record saying, go in and clean them out. Going to murder all them women and children. If you want me to, break that down for you there. translate it for you. Here's Hamas officially agreeing. So hopefully this is the case. It says hostages will be released on Saturday. Hamas, all this is official. So that's a good sign. Hopefully we're going to see some peace. We're all about some peace. We'll take it. Okay, but geez, man. Looky here. Senate votes down a resolution seeking to halt Trump's use of military force against the cartels. So there's a resolution trying to stop him. And our Senate, our politicians, our people voted it down. So they're all for this, pushing what's about to happen. And I'm going to tell you, they've all been briefed. They all know what's about to happen with this war against Venezuela. All right? Here it is. Check this out. And I'll close on this, the closing stuff. Give some shout outs. Take us out of here. Maduro secretly offered the U.S. vast resources to avoid this war. So this whole time they've been posturing down there. No one's been saying nothing. And they struck a couple boats. Guess what's been happening this whole time? Hardcore diplomatic dialogue back and forth of them promising to give up a slew and our government saying, no, it's not enough. No, it's not enough. No, playing hardball. It's saying, no, it's not enough. Now we're finding out they're admitting it. And this comes after Trump just said yesterday and admitted that we're done. We've cut off all talk. That means all talk's off the table. That means the United States didn't get as much as they wanted. Now they're about to go in and take it all of them. You see, they're about to go in and make a move where they're going to have an advantage. They're showing us right now, though, last minute, that this man just tried to dump resources, money, gold, anything that you can think of in exchange for peace. And our government said no. You know what they said? In return, the U.S. is openly working right here to strategically eliminate Maduro. Get ready. It's on. Thank you, Steve. Yeah. Thank you for the comment and all the support, brother. So, it's about to go down. And this is going to be something that affects us all in a lot of different ways. There's going to be blowback here in this country, attacks coming back at us here, all this stuff. Yeah. Much love, TNF. Tacos, Spiro, Gary, all the cats out there. Looks like I'm gonna shut it down from here. Covered enough, I guess, at this point. Try to check some of the messages here in the chat before we shut it down all the way. Thank you, mods, for all the work. Can anyone confirm that Russia has nukes in Venezuela? They may. Just to say they don't. They're an ally. China and Russia would come to back them up for sure in some way. They'll put us in the dark. I think that's where we're at. I always wondered, is it going to be Venezuela or North Korea? Which one of the two will we be bearing down on war when we get the lights put out? It could very well be this right here. Yeah, and I'm seeing footage right now of Israeli airstrikes against Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. So All right, man. That's a lot. All I can say is you guys be safe out there on this weekend. Be safe, stay sharp. Tune in here. I'll be dropping videos, every day, covering whatever's going on. And it's just escalating so much every single day. It's like every single day, something new. And like I always say, if the Lord doesn't return in the coming days, I plan to see you guys here next time for some Underground World News Live, Monday, 9 p.m. And thank you all. Much love and God bless. Thank you for all the super chats tonight. For all the new members of the Underground, welcome to the Underground. If you're new, period, again, hit that notification bell. I want to thank everyone that shares the stream, fights the good fight, fights the fight in the name of the Most High. That's what this is about. Thank you so much, Dan. Thank you for everything that you do. Some of you guys do so much, man. When it wasn't for you, some of you, truly, I appreciate more than you know. This is Q. Joe, much love. Hey, yo, RJ. Salutes. Academy. Yeshua's King. All glory to the Most High. Forever and ever. Deanne. Again, I find myself always shouting out the same names. I can't thank those of you that support and help. It's out of everybody that tunes in and listens, it's always the same handful that shows the love. Again, if it wasn't for you, there would be none. So I appreciate you more than you know. Deanne, Eon, legendary. Thank you so much. Much love, God bless.